what's the first game you ever played?
First game I've ever played was a video game called Space Invaders when I was about 12 years old in a bowling alley.
Ed, how long have you been in the gaming industry?
This October it'll be about 15 years since I joined Midway, which was right out of college.
Ed, tell me, what is the first game company you worked for?
Midway is the first company I've ever worked for.
Hey Ed, what was your role when you started at Midway?
I started at Midway programming pinball machines.
What was the first game you ever worked on?
The very first pinball machine I worked on was a game called Millionaire. And then I did several pinball machines before I started doing video.
Give me some other titles you worked on.
A couple of football games called High Impact and Super High Impact. I worked on obviously the Mortal Kombat games, and the latest game I worked on was the Grid.
Ed, what's the game that has made the biggest difference in your career?
Well, obviously, probably the biggest impact any game has made in my career is Mortal Kombat, which we started 10 years ago now.
How did it change your life, Ed?
Well, it basically occupied every waking minute that I've been alive since 1992, and has been a pretty big franchise for this company. So it's obviously a lot of work and effort goes into continuing that name.
What are you playing these days, Ed?
I'm playing a lot of the first-person shooters, a lot of Quake 3, a lot of some of the action-adventure games like the Donkey Kong Country series and all of the Banjo and Kazooie and Metal Gear Solid.
If you weren't designing video games, what would you be doing?
Oh, that's a good question. I would probably be spending way too much time playing video games and working at a bank, programming in COBOL.
How did you get started in the game industry?
Right after I graduated college, my resume I think floated here somehow, and it was Williams Electronics at the time, and they gave me a call. I came in for an interview, started programming pinball machines, and eventually moved on to video games and have been here ever since.
Favorite classic video game?
Probably Robotron, and a close second is Millipede.
Favorite weapon in a video game?
Probably the sniper rifle in Metal Gear Solid.
Most memorable moment as a game player?
God, that's a tough one. Probably when I first started playing Millipede. That game had such an adrenaline rush that it just hooked me for life.
Ed, which Mortal Kombat movie did you like best?
Apparently they're working on a third one right now, so I can't count that in there, but I think I like the first one better.
Just between you and me, what are you working on now?
Oh, sorry, can't mention it.
Give me a clue!
Nope, not allowed to tell. Oh, thanks, dude.
Ed Boon, class act all around.